The clock is ticking on a decision that could define the future of the Philadelphia Eagles defense, my friend. There's a safety who went from complete obscurity to the top of the NFL's free agent rankings, and now one of the biggest sports analysis platforms in the country just dropped the numbers on a contract that could keep him in Philadelphia. We're talking $20 million and a window of opportunity that Howie Roseman simply cannot afford to miss. But before I tell you who this player is, what this contract means, and why this move is too urgent to ignore, if you're a diehard Eagles fan, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel, because this is exactly the kind of free agency news that's going to shape the 2026 season, and you need to be in the loop before anything goes down. With the 2025 season in the books and the free agency window closing in, the Philadelphia Eagles find themselves at a critical crossroads at the safety position. The team that just won the Super Bowl has some tough decisions to make, and one of the most important ones involves a player who came out of nowhere to become one of the most beloved faces at Lincoln Financial Field. The name is Reed Blankenship, Eagles safety, and he's about to hit the market as an unrestricted free agent for the very first time in his career. Blankenship, just 26 years old, was an undrafted free agent back in 2022, meaning not a single NFL team selected him in the draft. He arrived in Philadelphia through the back door and little by little earned his spot, earned the trust of the coaching staff, and most importantly, earned the hearts of the fan base. Now he's projected by Bleacher Report as the top safety available in the entire 2026 free agent class. Bleacher Report's Alex K just published a full breakdown of the best fits and projected contracts for the top free agents at every position. And in Blankenship's case, the verdict was crystal clear. 3 years, $20 million, and the best destination is staying right here with the Eagles. $20 million. For a guy who came in undrafted. That, my friend, is the kind of story the NFL absolutely loves. But why does this contract make so much sense for both sides? Let's break it down. First, the numbers. In 56 games wearing Eagles green, Reed Blankenship has racked up 308 tackles, 23 pass defenses, 9 interceptions, and 3 fumble recoveries. Those aren't the stats of a backup. Those are the numbers of a safety who reads the game, who shows up when it matters most, and who, according to Kay himself, has come through with clutch plays in high-pressure situations time and time again. Game-saving tackles, momentum-shifting turnovers at exactly the right moments, the kind of football IQ that doesn't always show up on a highlight reel but absolutely wins close games. So the question is, do those numbers justify $20 million? And when you look at the Eagles' current situation, the answer is pretty obvious. And there's something the raw numbers don't fully capture. The journey. Reed Blankenship didn't arrive in Philadelphia with spotlight, hype, or a guaranteed contract. He came in quiet, worked his way through the shadows of the roster, got cut, got re-signed, spent time on the practice squad, and never quit. Every single season was another step up. First as a backup, then as a rotational contributor, then as an undisputed starter. That undrafted mentality, proving your worth week after week with nothing handed to you, is exactly the kind of DNA that Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman love having in that locker room. Players like that don't need external motivation, they carry the hunger inside them. And Philadelphia fans, who know how to recognize genuine effort when they see it, have embraced Blankenship in a way that goes way beyond the stat sheet. The safety position in Philadelphia is, right now, extremely vulnerable. Young Andrew Mukuba, selected in the second round of the 2025 draft and widely considered one of Howie Roseman's best picks in recent years, had his season cut short after suffering an ankle fracture in just 11 games played. Mukuba showed exactly the potential the Eagles drafted him for. Dominant, consistent, playing at an elite level, but he's now recovering from a serious injury. That means heading into the 2026 season relying exclusively on Mukuba's healthy return would be a massive gamble for a team with championship ambitions. Bringing Blankenship back doesn't just fix the immediate depth problem at a thin position, it builds the partnership the Eagles need for this next chapter. Mukuba and Blankenship side by side on the field. Veteran savvy, football intelligence, and big game experience on one side. Raw talent and explosiveness on the other. Kay was surgical in his analysis. Blankenship may not be the most athletic or rangy safety in the league, but his motor, his versatility, and his ability to make game-changing plays more than make up for any coverage limitations. And most importantly, the Eagles know exactly how to hide his weaknesses and maximize his strengths. They built this player. They know what he can deliver. Now let's talk money. $20 million over 3 years averages out to roughly $6.6 million per season. For a safety who's projected as the best in his free agent class, that number sits comfortably within a manageable range for Howie Roseman, especially when you consider that Blankenship isn't going to demand the kind of astronomical deal that players at other positions have been commanding lately. This is a contract you can get done without putting the rest of your offseason flexibility at risk. And the Eagles, as everyone knows, always have more moves to make. For a market comparison, Pro Bowl caliber safeties have been signing deals ranging from $14 to $20 million per year in recent free agency cycles. Blankenship is probably not at the Derwin James or Kyle Hamilton level athletically, but he's also not going to cost anywhere close to what those guys command. The value point that Bleacher Report projects is practically a bargain when you factor in what he delivers inside the Eagles system. Other teams are going to realize that. And once the free agency window officially opens, that $6.6 million per year price tag is going to look like a steal to plenty of teams with cap space and a need at the position. So will Howie Roseman move fast enough? Or will he let Reed Blankenship walk into the open market and risk watching him put on a rival's jersey? Because a safety with this track record and this reasonable price tag is going to have suitors. The Dallas Cowboys, for example, have already been flagged by analysts as a team that should make Blankenship a top priority this offseason. And there's nothing that hurts Eagles fans more than watching a beloved homegrown player cross the division and become a threat. The logic here is straightforward. Blankenship was developed inside Philadelphia's defensive system. He knows the responsibilities, the schemes, the expectations. Re-signing him isn't just about talent, it's about continuity, stability, and defensive identity. This team just won the Super Bowl. The championship window is wide open. Now is not the time to rebuild AB. Position from scratch while Makuba recovers. Now is the time to lock in the guy you already know works. 3 years, $20 million. Reed Blankenship, 26 years old, Super Bowl champion. The best option available at his position. The Eagles need a reliable partner for Makuba, and Blankenship has already proven he's exactly that. This signing won't dominate headlines the way a blockbuster wide receiver or an elite pass rusher would, but it's precisely the kind of smart, calculated move that defines dynasties. Quiet, efficient, transformative. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Do you think the Eagles get this deal done, or does Blankenship end up signing with another NFC East team? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it right now because this Eagles offseason is just getting started, and you're going to want to be here when the next big news drops.